Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at my snowy night shadow box. I'll show you how you can easily resize it and the order by which you apply the layers. I'm going to share this project with my Facebook group members, and I'll add a link under this video where you can find my group if you haven't already joined. Before we take a look at this project in Design Space and the how-to, I wanted to show you my finished project. This little decoration here, I haven't attached it yet. It's completely optional. Let's see if I can pull it aside. It's hard to show you white on white. This is a Design Space image with an offset. Completely optional if you want to use it to add extra to your shadow box or not, or of course you can use anything you like instead. So this is the layered shadow box. You can see that I've used puff tape to give it different dimensions all around the frame and on the snow. There's also layers that go on top of these church layers. You'll see all that in Design Space. For the snow, I used the Cricut white opaque pen. I set up these snowflakes in Design Space by using a scribble image and slicing a circle out of them. And then I made them all different sizes. I didn't want them to be white dots all over the background. So that's it. I think it's a really gorgeous project. Let's take a look at it in Design Space. In the Design Space project, you'll see that I've added the project itself and I've added this diagram. We'll go back to this diagram in the moment. For now, I will just hide it in the layers panel. So for the project itself, you want to measure the inside of your frame. Don't just go by, oh, this is an 8x10 frame. You want to measure top to bottom and side to side on the inside of the frame to be most accurate. And then what I did afterwards is cut out just the top layer out of copy paper or scrap cardstock and tried it just to make sure my measurements were accurate. So you can easily resize this original project. I don't want to change the original, so I'm just going to duplicate it. We'll take it over here. I have it all grouped so that when I change the size, it changes every piece at the same time. So I'm just going to unlock it because it is a rectangle. I'm going to make it 6 by 6. And there you go. Everything has changed at the same time, so the cuts are accurate. I would cut, as I mentioned, just the top layer and check it in my frame before I cut the entire project. So you can do this with any dimension. I would just unlock it and type in the size that I want. So let's delete that. We don't need it. Let's go back to our diagram. I've created this diagram as a printable, so you can refer to on the screen if you need to, or if you prefer, you can print it up and keep it with you as you work on this project. I've laid out all the layers starting from back to front, but first I've added this optional decoration. You can use it or not, hide it in the layers panel or delete it if you don't want it. And of course you can change any of the colors that you see on this project. This image of small cuts are these final peaks that you see on the 3 houses and the doors on the church itself. You want to have those. You also have these final layers up top on the church. You want those. Those give added dimension to the project, so don't delete those cuts. You want them. For the background, as I mentioned when I showed you the frame, I used a scribble image and sliced it with a circle, and then I added it with all different sizes to my background. It's set up to draw with the white opaque pen. If you prefer, you can detach and add your own image for snow or leave it blank, however you prefer. So starting from the background, we have layer 1, which is the entire church. Layer 2 is extra layers, and layer 3 is extra layers. Layer 3 is where you're going to add the doors here at the center. You're also going to add these smaller cuts once you have those 3 background layers assembled. Layer 4 and 5 is the snowy layer that you see here with an offset. Layer 6, 7, 8 is this snowy layer with 2 offsets to give it even more dimension. And layer 9 and 10 is the final frame with an offset. So I think it's quite easy to follow. We'll just move this aside. I'm going to ungroup this temporarily. So you can see that I've grouped them in the layers panel also. So this would be layer 9 and 10. You have the full frame and an offset on the front. Layer 6, 7, and 8. So you have the snowy background and 2 offsets to give it more dimension. And we just go like that. This is layer 4 and 5. A snowy background and an offset. Of course, you can delete any of these layers if you don't want to use them. You can change the color, change the size, make it any way that you want to make it. I just hope that if you do complete this project, you'll post pictures in my Facebook group. I would love to see your interpretation of it. So I hope you're going to enjoy this project. Thank you for watching.